Opening a Restaurant, Applied Math, and Why by James Kincaid. So why do we want to open a restaurant? There's a lot of different reasons. First and foremost that comes to mind, people love food, and I love people. Nana's secret recipe, no matter what that is, apple pie, pizza, curry, must be shared with the world. Everyone must know. I've personally always loved to cook, one I've heard many times. And I've seen too many episodes of The Bear and Triple D and decided that life is definitely for me. Food is culture and food is history. It's a way of sharing our history and our culture with others. And seeing their faces light up when they try our Nana's recipe. It's a great way of sharing your experiences with other people. So we want to open a restaurant, but what kind of restaurant do we want to open? You've generally got two major categories. You've got your fast casual at 6 to 9% net and full service at 3 to 5% net. Now these numbers might be a little bit deceptive because that 6 to 9% net's probably off of an $8 burger and the 3 to 5 might be off an $8 steak. So there might be some variance in there depending on what you're looking at. And both of them are going to come with their own challenges as far as getting set up and staying open is concerned. Do we want a franchise? And what exactly does that mean for us? If we want to get off to a head start, maybe we want to buy into a franchise. In which case we get the franchisor, the nice people who are selling us access to their business operation method. They've got a successful business model and they're selling us access to it. That's training materials, paperwork, marketing, advertising, the works. Think Subway. For us, we're the franchisee. We're the people paying for it. We're going to spend between $25 and well over $100,000 for access to all this stuff. And in exchange, we also get a code of conduct that we absolutely must follow. Can I sell my Nana's recipe? No. So they all have the same menu. It's part of that code of conduct. It's one of the benefits of going into a franchise is you have the exact same experience in every location, which means you can't go off script. You have to stick to what they got. Does it mean I'm guaranteed to succeed? No, not really. They might actually hurt you, but they also might help you get started. At the very least, they'll get you experience. But for $25,000 to $100,000 plus, that's a pretty stiff experience price. So what problems are we going to have before opening? Money. We need a lot of it. Everything in the restaurant industry costs money, and a lot of suppliers are going to want that money up front, particularly starting off. Location. Location ties directly into our target market saturation. If we're looking at opening a burger joint and there's 8 other burger joints in a 5-mile radius, there's probably not enough market for everybody. Staffing. If this is a small mom and pop operation, we're looking at just hiring for 2 to 3 people, probably not going to be a problem. If you want to go fine dining, 40 to 70 people. That's daunting. That can be really daunting, especially if you lack management experience. And one of the main reasons why businesses fail in the first year is due to a lack of operational experience and management experience. And for the restaurant industry, you desperately need both, starting out the gate. Licensing and inspections are going to have to be done before you open. In different states, in different areas, have different requirements. Suppliers. You need to know who your suppliers are. If you're a franchise, it's probably somebody from corporate. If you're not, though, you need to find a supplier and make sure they can get you the things that you need on the regular. So a lot of businesses develop problems over their first year. What problems are we going to have? Food supplier issues. Whether that's going to be corporate's going to have their own issues, or whether it's going to be, say, Gordon Food Services. There's going to be market pricing fluctuations that can really drastically affect your ability to operate. A couple years ago, there was a chicken flu that wiped out a lot of chickens, and correspondingly, chicken wing restaurants closed. Chicken wing prices went up, and they couldn't afford to stay open. Repair issues. You might have noticed on the previous slide that we had an order from Wasserstrom in there for a $1,200 on-sale flat top that ships in 7 weeks. If our flat top breaks, 8 months in, we really need it back in operation. Bills don't stop accruing just because we can't cook burgers. Market saturations. Your burger restaurant is going great. You picked your location well. And 2 other people in town went, hey, that guy's doing great. My Nana has a secret burger recipe. Or rather, secret burger sauce recipe. I can do it too. I can do what that guy did. And now you have a problem. It's being split 3 ways. Social media. So they're feathering your cap or a weight around your ankle. It's either going to help carry you through that tide of that first year, or it's going to drown you in the end of that first year. You might get a fantastic TikTok trend that's going to give you more business than you can handle, which sounds really good on paper, until you realize you can't supply all the food, your staff can't handle it, and you give a storm of negative reviews that follow. So, business rates on their operation of the first year have issues. We're over here in accommodation and food services. Right now, on average, between 2023 and 2024, we're looking at a 20% failure rate. And we're talking about working 70 hours a week, spending all this money up front, and basically rearranging our lives to live around this place, 20% failure rate might be a little intimidating. Which leads us to our next question. Should we open a high yield savings account? So, economist Robert Shiller says the average return on investment of the S&P 500 right now around 7.58%. That's pretty good. Meanwhile, on the other end of things, if you're conservative with your money, various banks offer high yield savings accounts with starting interest rates as high as 4.1%. These banks are FDIC insured. You're going to get your money back with a good chunk of change at the end of it. We were making 3 to 5%, or 6 to 9, I think, before, right? 70 hours a week? That's a bit, do we really want to open a restaurant? Going back to chapter 5. Entrepreneurial spirit is the desire to create a new business. We're going to need independence to learn everything that we don't know at the start of this. We need a desire to change our destiny, particularly relating to sharing Nana's recipe. We need a willingness to address all the changes and challenges that are going to come our way that we did not see coming. No small amount of starting capital. And lastly, one heck of a business plan to plan for everything we did see coming. In conclusion, there are a lot of restaurant owners that are very happy with the decisions they've made. They've put their 70 hours in, they lived at their establishment, they share their culture, their history with the world. You can watch them on Triple D. They're happy with their life in that regard. For a lot of other people, they'll see that 20% failure rate, they'll see the investment cost, they'll see the time, they'll see the failure rates, they'll see the long days that never seem to stop, and they'll wish they'd opened a high yield savings account. That's really going to depend on the person and that entrepreneurial spirit. There's a lot to that. Me personally, I'm opening a high yield savings account. Have a nice day.